Welcome back to the reality, guys. I'm your host, Billy Blakes, joined as always by my co-host, Brian.
Go on, everybody.
We are back to talk Challenge 40 Battle of the Eras. This was week 2, part 2 of the season premiere. Brian, this was awesome. This is as straightforward of a challenge episode as we were ever going to get. We got 8 eliminations with some flashbacks in to get a little bit of infighting and stuff to get a little bit more context, but a great 90-minute episode. I think that was the perfect length for this episode too. They didn't hold it over. And obviously big twist at the end with the karma vote stuff, a new kind of addition here. So, Brian, I want to get your overall impressions, and then we will run through the 4 era eliminations.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good too. And we honestly, man, we kind of nailed some of this stuff. We said like it's going to be like a wheel. Like, I mean, it was a little different on like how they just kind of gave people the challenges. It wasn't. I would have liked it to be a little more random and like not up to like production probably. But I really liked that they did that. I thought that was really cool. That was probably what made the episode kind of more unique. I like that, and they were all like in the same area, which we also talked about. Like, you know what I mean? Like all the challenges were right there. It's just like a big like
Field
Coliseum.
day.
Yeah, it was cool.
So we, like I said, each era had a elimination that debuted during that era. I thought that was a nice twist and a good reasoning to be able to do this. We didn't do them in era order, which was interesting just because of how the layouts are to get certain things out of the way. So we did start off with era 3. That was balls in. The first matchup we got to see, Tony versus Leroy. I think if you saw what happened with Lee last week, this may not have been as big of a surprise as it was some of the challengers. I didn't think it was a huge surprise. I wasn't saying I thought Tony was an overwhelming favorite, but for them to think Tony had no shot made no sense to me.
No, I agree. I think I was more surprised at how like easily Tony won.
Yeah.
Like, he was just truck sticking him,
Yeah.
and he even had like a peanut punch. Like I was just like he was killing it.
Yeah, Tony really had something to fight for there. Lee, again, first time in his long challenge history that he was eliminated in the first week or first elimination. So, I'm sure, Lee retired multiple seasons ago, and we've now seen him on 40 and we've seen him on All Stars. So I would not be surprised to see Lee back.
Is it always been you just get it in the ring? It's a point, or did it start as just trash can and then it like expanded to just ring?
That's what dude, I'm glad you said that because I got a little confused as well. Because I was like, that guy, did he get it in the trash can? Like, I didn't think they did. Like,
Yeah,
so yeah, that was interesting. So it
because
must be in a ring.
I've definitely seen ones where they had to get it in the trash can.
They
To
probably
me,
edited it.
I think that makes it kind of that challenge not that hard. It's
No,
kind of lame. Like I think it needs to go in the trash can. I thought like when we get to
Amanda
Nia,
and Naya.
like and she dunked it. I thought the ball was dead if it had no possession. So that's why when she got the ball back, I was like, why is that ball still in play?
The rule should be once you knock the ball out of an offensive player's hand, you switch, right? Like that's what
Yeah.
it should be. Dead ball means the other person gets the ball, not like, oh, it's a neutral play, because then that's not really fair to the person playing defense. Now, again, Naya was, I mean, double the size of
Mm, that made that hard.
Amanda. But again, I thought Amanda did great. We had a great Amanda moment in the flashback where she was crapping on Corey. She said, if I win, I'm going to come throw all the challenges. I thought that was classic Amanda.
Hey, I like it though. I mean, she's way more interesting than Tori. Like I know people love her, but man, I was really hoping Amanda came back just for the sole reason to piss Tori off and ruin her game. That's what I was rooting for.
Yeah, it went a little too easy there.
Yeah.
Obviously, then we moved over to Era 1, which was the pole wrestle. As soon as I saw it was pole wrestle, I did think Derek did have the advantage. Dude, being tiny in that pole wrestle thing is not a bad thing. You can basically just like absorb your body around it. And Mark
Mhm.
is so big and he was throwing him around him. He was burning all of his energy
Yeah.
up. I mean, Derek is probably the best person at that game.
Yeah, and I mean he's a strong dude, and I mean like it's like you said, you don't need to be a big dude. If you have like big forearms and like you have a good strong grip, I mean you can do that if you know how to contort your body. I mean you can definitely. That one's awesome to watch. I really the idea of it's so cool, but then there's so many shots that we saw tonight where like you just see two dudes' backs and like you
Just like
don't even know it's
laying and
over.
they're huffing. These dudes are both Mark's over 50, Derek's like
Yeah.
40, and they are dying.
But
But
it was yeah, but I mean they did a good job. I mean they put on a good show, and you have to appreciate that.
again, one where, imagine if Mark got Derek in the hall brawl, right? Now we might be having a different game here. But it's
Yeah, but
tough
he's
for
so
Mark.
much taller. I mean, There was we said that they would be like 50-50 depending on what it is. Like they're both
Even
respectable.
though Derek won both points, it was very
Yeah,
competitive.
they were. I thought they were good matches. It wasn't like pushover stuff. Like, I mean, look, I'm really annoyed that Anissa won and got pulled into this. That's the game that she got. Like, she's like 5 times the size of Katie, and I thought Katie held her own. I think to me it looked worse on Anissa that Anissa didn't just dominate this immediately.
Yeah, I mean, Anissa was smart though, right? She started to figure out. You even heard people saying like, "Don't let her sit on you," and it's not like calling her bigger, but like just objectively versus one
Yeah,
another. It's like Anissa, like, I'm just gonna sit on you, and like you're not gonna be able to fucking breathe.
yeah,
Like
right.
you're
Yeah,
done. Like that's you're. They thought that was happening to Derek, and I'm like, no, dude, Derek's just on his knees, like chilling, like he's
yeah,
not
yeah, no,
putting
yeah.
an ounce of energy.
And that wasn't his first rodeo. Like Katie even said, like I haven't really done physical eliminations in
Yeah.
years.
I
I
did find
just,
Katie funny too. She was like, just a 40-year-old mom getting thrown around in the sand. Like,
yeah, I really don't like Nisa, and just like there are scenes with her and Tori like consoling each other. I was like, shoot them both in the moon. I don't
they're
like.
both best friends. It's so funny.
That's why one of the reasons I don't
Brian's
like them.
least favorite too.
I do not like those people. Oh, you can't do this to me. You're a perennial loser. Like,
We saw in the preview too with Tori, because obviously she didn't have much play this episode, but it looks like the stuff with her and Josh hit her with the like, we're not friends. So I'm waiting for the classic. I can't believe you would do this to me. I'm your friend, and he's like, we're not friends.
yeah, that will say that's one thing I didn't like that Amanda was doing, where it's like personal. Somebody else said like, oh, Anissa said it actually, like, oh, my family, my mom loves Rachel. Now she's not gonna love her. I was just like, please get lost.
It
Please
was
get off
very
us.
dramatic. It's like you guys dated years ago. You even admitted it's like you guys weren't connected at the hip for a long time, and you did kind of become friends again and
It's
stuff.
like they've never watched this show before, and it's been on 40 times.
Like I wish Rachel just said, frankly, I'm just trying to keep the strongest team. Like she might as well just told the truth. Like that is the truth. I don't think she has anything against Anissa, but if we don't
Yeah,
know what the structure of this season, none of them do, right? And even
right.
Johnny, and we'll get to Carr in a second, but I thought it was a laugh out loud statement for Johnny Bananas to be like, I wonder what our team's going to do now. Are we just going to keep cannibalizing each other? Like, bro, you threw your best girl in. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
Like, he's such a punk like that. So that's why he's Bananas. But like next week, he'll be like, yeah, you know what, Carl, we should work together. And Paul, right. She better not trust those bastards, dude, because
yeah.
no shot would I get back in with them.
But she like wants Laurel's approval, and
It's tough. It's a tough watch, right?
I can't say Laurel annoys me. Like her
Well,
confessionals like
it's crazy.
annoys
Like
annoys
an
the hell out of me.
actual
She's a
psycho.
great competitor, but like that's why I really like this episode is because there wasn't a lot of like the BS political people in confessionals kind of tooting their own horn stuff.
Frankly, they weren't floating around the pool half the episode. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean? I didn't need, there wasn't workout montages. I mean, again, these are things that are going to be in most episodes of the challenge, but I am curious now that we have had a great start and we know let's, I would still obviously want to do the last one here. We talked about Ryan and Cara both eliminating Kellyanne and Brandon. This was a tough draw for anybody, right? Because this
We
was
still gotta do the whole brawl.
Oh yeah, no, we'll do the whole brawl. We'll do
Yeah.
the whole brawl. But
So
like
yeah, we can do it.
this is I just want to get that one out of the way. That because
Yeah.
we talked about Cara and Johnny a
Yeah.
little bit. Um that was those both of those were very close.
Hmm.
It's a shame for Kellyanne. I do think Kellyanne's a good competitor as
I
well and
agree.
is an entertaining person to have around. That's why it was if you are an era three, it's like why are you throwing in two of your good ones, right? I mean that's a strong girl team. So it's not like you really can throw a weak person in per se, but
Yeah.
uh, what are your thoughts on the puzzle?
It's one of those ones like I don't know. You don't know where
Hard
anyone
to watch.
stands because you don't know the not like the ship. Well, I mean, Car put up a ship wheel. I mean, I guess I guess it helped, but you're not involved. It's not. It's hard to gauge like who's actually in first place.
Yeah, that's one though too where I think that like you would think someone who people have been in the challenge long enough that they could anticipate getting that challenge and maybe someone ever like looked up what's a good strategy, right? There's
Yeah.
probably a couple good quick. I just even Brandon did like a bad. I don't think Brandon was that close to Ryan. I think Ryan had a pretty comfortable lead over Brandon.
Unfortunately, yeah. I mean, he would have lost any other challenge in my opinion. It's again like just the weakest dude era is right there. So it is what it is.
We'll talk about the main event.
Yeah.
The main event, as they called it. So we got the Theo and Paulie Hall Brawl, and man, what a massacre! I mean, we said this last week. If they were in a Hall Brawl, that Theo was going to smash him. Theo
Mhm.
is not only a taller dude, he's got some. He put some mass on now too. He's definitely more muscular, even if he's just like a little fatter, whatever. He's got more size to him than he did 5, 6 years ago when he came on. Right, he was super lean, like a track athlete. Right,
Yeah.
that hit was one of the better Hall Brawl hits we've
Yeah.
seen.
No, he leveled him. That was like a textbook like tackle hit.
It was too because he got himself just low enough to go body to body with Paulie too, right? Like everyone talks leverage. It's like, dude, I don't need to get that low. I just need to be square with
You
you.
need just yeah. When you're bigger, if you just hit it, and he got him like right here, and because if you went too high, like I always wonder, like if somebody tries to go too low, could you just jump? Can you just hurdle them?
We've seen
Or
that before though.
yeah, or like if they go too high, you just go, you almost like do a slide underneath. I mean, it's a fun one to watch. It really is. And that one, I don't know, I like that one a lot more. The girl one, just like they started just like doing shit that I was like, I thought you couldn't
They
do
didn't
some of
want to
these
hit each other like they were saying. Like
yeah,
everyone's saying it's a contact game, but these are two girls that have all the beef from last season. It's kind of soft beef, honestly, and neither of them really wanted the smoke.
no, I
Vibe
mean,
I got.
all for Michelle, obviously from last season, but yeah, I mean, again, it stinks, but the both of them to me, it's like Nerys had a good challenge last season, but
Mhm.
I don't know.
I think it's better off for Horacio in the long run, right? Because he's going to
No, I
maybe
agree. Yeah,
actually
probably
start
better.
to integrate with people and crap. Because if not, he would have just been boo loving the entire season.
Yeah, and that kind of stuff gets boring. Like, I mean, like Paulie just kind of like he was like when he was walking on the sideline, he looked like a coach of like a dad's little league, just like
Screaming
walking
at
back and
cars.
forth, yelling stuff out loud. Yeah,
Cara,
it
calm down.
was very funny.
We circled out the episode with, I thought it was going to be a redemption type situation because they had all 8 of the eliminated players stay behind and they sent the remaining challengers home, but back like into the house, like I see is, but the eliminated people stayed. And so they were all kind of like, oh crap, what's this going to be? I thought there may have been some kind of redemption island, redemption house type thing. There wasn't. What there is the karma vote. So ranking 1 to 5 as a score, 1 being the worst, 5 being the best, you are going to be, if you are eliminated, ranking all the remaining players. We don't know what that power ranking system is going to do. If it's going to save someone, if it's going to put someone in elimination, if it's going to go. I don't think it's going to go all the way to the finale. We saw TJ in the trailer kind of mention that, hey, we told you you need to be good to people or else. I could see them maybe like mixing the eras up or mixing teams up at some point, right? After a certain amount, possibly.
Yeah, or maybe like they'll do like some big purge, and if you have like a score over,
You're safe.
yeah, you're immune to the thing. Which I mean, all those ideas are cool. I
Which is
mean,
cool because you do get people that are genuinely voting for people they like, and then they're also carpet bombing some people that either eliminated them or they're like, "Hey, I
yeah,
don't want bananas to win again," or
right.
CT or whoever, so I'm giving them a 0. Let's see what happens. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, I like it because these people that like claim they have these great connections in the house, they might have like one or two up on like allies, but then if they're eliminating all the people they don't like people that I don't like Tori, Man is giving Tori a 1.
Zero
Like so,
zero.
yeah, like it's so
Even though it wasn't one of the scores she could give, she was like, "I wish I could give a negative."
yeah, so I kind of like that because everyone the people that are eliminated that are still in the game don't know this, so it's gonna be a nice little reality like snap check when TJ finally announces it, and it's like, hey, by the way, you're the lowest ranked guy or girl, like.
You're automatically going home.
Yeah, that would be. There's so many people in the season. I like it, man. I like when they do different things where it's not like these people that protect themselves with these. Like, we need to have like some sort of system to like kind of
Smart, and they
check
did it
that.
this way because it's gonna screw the vets. It's not gonna be the only vets that are like Cara. People gave Cara high scores who were getting eliminated because she just won, right? That makes sense. She didn't screw anybody. So
Yeah,
people
like
that
or
were
like yeah, I like that what you just said, Bill. Like people who probably shouldn't have been in elimination, but like put in there for BS reasons. Like even if they don't like them, it's like, hey, they shouldn't have been in there. They played well on the team, and they're getting
and
like
so
those
they
type of
deserve
things.
some form of karma, and I
Yeah,
like it.
yeah,
So I now that all comes down to, frankly, how they execute it, right?
Yeah,
And
right. Exactly. We're
they,
just speculating.
if it's corny, and then we'll be mad, and
Yeah.
we reserve that right to be mad. But frankly, man, I don't remember the last time I got 2 weeks into the challenge and I was like, okay, challenge, let's go. Like, looking forward to next week.
Yeah, it's probably been years for me, honestly. And I'm
Oh,
a very
literally. I
hard
mean, for
critic of
me
the
too.
show. I'm a very hard critic because I like it a lot. It's just there's so many people that just really ruin it for me, and I like it so far. I like it.
Um, Check out everything else we have going on besides the challenge. We are reviewing Love is Blind. There is Mexico that just finished up, and the reunion that we have. The review probably one or two before this one will be the Love is Blind UK finale review. We will be back on Monday for that reunion. Brian just had another episode of Love and Hip Hop, Alone, 90 Day Fiance. What's that new show, Brian?
The Anonymous.
The Anonymous. Brian did the first 3 episodes. They came on at 11 p.m. on a Tuesday, and I was out sick, so I will be on for next week with that. Bachelor Nation, if you somehow are still watching, we are just did a review of Hometowns as well, or a review will be coming after this one, probably probably before, of Hometowns. Talk about a clunker and a stinker and another boring episode that could have been 15 minutes. So
Yeah.
we got a lot of stuff going on. And then obviously the fall, there are shows coming back. We know that we are getting House of Villains season 2. We are getting Survivor less than a month away. Yeah, there's been plenty of stuff for you guys to
Yeah.
watch. So check out our TikTok, our Instagram, our Twitter, all at The Reality Guys. But until next week, for myself and Brian, thank you so much for watching. Peace.